Hello, hello, hello. This is Private Talk Podcast with Alexis, Texas, and we are back. I am so excited. This is a new year, so happy new year, Team Texas out there. Thank you for following along and listening to all our episodes last 2019. And this year, I have a special guest with me to start things off. I've got the lovely Luxiboo.
Hey.
That's right, that's right.
I like the clap.
You like that? I did that especially for you.
Oh, thank you.
So we were talking about guests, and my last guest last year was Rude Jude, and we have familiar friends, and we have comical stories about him because he's such a unique character that I feel like he has a lot to bring to the table, and I feel like everybody's story is actually uniquely different. And you were saying before we started what your story was, and I want to chime in before we get to your introduction, and not but I think it's just too great of a story to pass up. So let's hear your Rude Jude story. Let's share.
So Rude Jude had reached out to me, gosh, it must have been 5+ years ago, because I was promoting my cookbook called Mother's Milk Cookbook, which is a breast milk cookbook. We don't have to get into all the details of that, but it was basically a sexy cookbook where all the recipes include breast milk.
Yes.
So Rude Jude was like, you know what? I want you on my show, and I want you to bring me something made with titty milk. And I said, okay, fabulous. But I had a problem, is that I have never
produced titty milk.
Produced any milk there. I mean, people have tried to find it, but it's not there. So
they've tried to find it. How do they try to find it, Lux?
Well, I mean, I could show you. I could show you better than I could tell you.
Oh, I like this. I like where this is going.
Well, my best friend at the time had just had her son. So her husband said, listen, ask Michelle for breast milk. She can help you out with your thing. I mean, he was more supportive and, kind of telling her it's okay, do it. So I was like, okay, well, let me taste this. So I took a shot of my best friend's breast milk.
Have you ever tasted breast milk at this time?
No.
How did it taste?
It tasted like Christmas.
Christmas. Wow, that's a big...
like the milk after Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I like that. Let's give an applause for that titty milk.
No wonder babies are so greedy, No wonder babies are so greedy. They are living it.
So you would do it again?
I would absolutely.
Is that why you made a whole cookbook out of this? Because it was so good and delicious that you wanted everybody to share these great, delicious recipes?
You know what? I had not tasted it before I wrote the book with.
So you just had this genius idea.
Because it's more of a visual aesthetic thing that we wanted, a more adult gift for our friends who are all having babies. And, I got a few of my hot girlfriends in there. One of my girlfriends in the book is actually pregnant. And, you get a lot of really nice racks, a lot of nice asses from these beautiful girls. And, all the recipes are just fun. And I think people actually bought it and tried some things from it, which brings me to the Rude Jude story.
So what recipe did Rude get?
So Rude Jude is from Detroit, and I asked him, what would you like? And he said, I can pick whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, let me get something that, is kind of easy to do. So I picked the cookies. I picked their oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. And I picked the fried chicken. So I made these. So my best friend, thank you again, Michelle, for making all of Rude Jude's titty milk dreams come true, pumped me enough breast milk so I could cook with it. I made the fried chicken, I made the cookies, and I brought them down to the radio station, and he ate them on air. And from what I recall, he said that they were the best wings and drumsticks that he's ever had. And the cookies were a smash too. So if anyone is really curious about what,
that's kind of amazing.
what food made with breast milk
I would try it.
Like.
I don't know. I don't have any friends that are, making any breast milk out there. But if any of my listeners out there want to share, maybe Lex can cook me some fried chicken.
I will cook you fried chicken. I mean, there's a whole, I'm actually thinking about doing a follow-up book. Some people's like, why don't you do one with cocktails, a mixology kind of thing going on, or just desserts?
Would breast be involved as well?
With breast milk?
Yeah. Would it be involved as well?
Well, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only. So it's going to be in every ingredient. I mean, every recipe.
Every recipe.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot. So
why not?
let the listeners out there know what this book is called, where they can find it, and let's a little bit more about it before book 2 comes out. Let's see what these recipes are, if they're really as tasty as you say so.
It is called Mother's Milk Cookbook. It is available on Amazon, I think still. I'm not sure. It did sell out a couple times. So it is still available. And yeah, so I hope everyone else who has breast milk dreams, I hope I've just fulfilled all of your fantasies right now.
I like that, Private Talk. You heard her. You better go and support Lux. Get her book. Try these recipes out. Let us know. Comment and let us know. Give us some feedback and see how delicious these things are. I think that it's really awesome
recipes. Listen,
that you came up with an idea like that. That's so unique. There's so many books out there nowadays that, it's hard to come up with like your own genre of things. So with that being said, you're an entrepreneur, you're a model, you've done a lot of things. Let my listeners out there know a little bit more of your background and let us know what's all about Luxiboo.
Well, when I first came into entertainment, I actually came as a stunt writer for music videos. So I had a motorcycle. I had worked with a director. Well, now he does a lot of Latin music videos. Shout out Mike because, that's like my brother. He and I, we both like started coming into LA and like working very hard around the clock. I was actually crashing on his couch when he, got his studio apartment in downtown LA. And I was like traveling like 2 hours each way. So he's like, listen, if you're doing all these castings, working, blah, 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 just crash my couch. I was like, yeah. So I did the crashing couch thing in LA. I feel like I've earned my stripes here because we did it for like, I don't know. I was doing the commute to LA for the better part of a year.
So where are you from, for those people that don't know?
I'm from Moreno Valley.
Okay, so how far of a drive is that?
I mean, depending on what time of traffic, it can be as little as an hour and a half-ish to as long as 3 hours. And, God bless people who come from all that way out because it is far. But, the housing is so inexpensive. Everything's less expensive than LA. Let's just be real. Like people will commute.
You have to really like grind it out. Like LA people, people forget that it's like, it is expensive. It is a lot of things out here. So it's like, sleeping on couches, rooming with people, doing all these things in the beginning is kind of why I feel grind so hard and why we want our own things and why we become so, entrepreneurs ourselves and make it and like be like, what, this is cool for now, but I'm a boss bitch and I'm going to go further. And this is why I'm either going to make this book. I'm going to make this, being a stunt double. Mm-hmm. So with the stunt double thing, what was the first actual video that you did that was a stunt where you were doing stunts? I
did, now he's known as OT Genesis.
Okay.
It was a song called Jackie Chan. And so I'm rolling up in the video on my motorcycle, and I also do some scenes where I'm burning out my tires. And at that time, I didn't have a truck or, I didn't have like a trailer to tow my bike there. So I actually rode my motorcycle to the set from the Inland Empire.
Biker check on.
And they want me to burn out my tire because I think it's cool. Of course it's cool. There's smoke, it's loud, whatever. It's really cool. I'm like in these like, knee-high boots. It's really sexy. But also, I can't keep on blowing out my tire because then I won't be able to go home.
How am I going home?
I can't burn this thing to the ground or otherwise I won't have any way of getting home. So that was fun. Kept in touch with OT for years now. Obviously, he's like such a huge superstar, in hip hop. So that was my first experience working with working as a stunt writer.
That's really cool. Especially being a woman and something like that. That's usually something I feel like most men are probably more primarily those kind of jobs.
100%.
And it's like such an exhilarating, like risk-taking thing. Is it like, are you always an adrenaline junkie, or is it, how did you come into even wanting to do a stunt?
You know what? I followed a boy into the stunt riding industry. I had already had my motorcycle. I was already riding, and I was doing it as a way to commute to and from work, college. I was also working in San Diego as a bartender with my family's restaurant. So I ended up meeting this guy, and they were a part of Rough Riders. So we dated for about 3 years, and he, in addition to Rough Riders, also had his own stunt team. So then he and I started stunting together. I started like picking up different things, and
it just kind of came natural after that.
It kind of just fell in naturally. Like, to be quite honest, like riding has always not really given me like an adrenaline rush, but it's always kind of made me nervous, and only not because of my skills or experience as a rider, but because everyone else around me. I can't tell you how many times I've had cars try to race me or even run me off the road for whatever reason. Like, obviously, like, I'm in my zone.
Scary.
Like, I'm just trying to get from point A to point B. But then, you know, you pull up on me with your car. You have, you know, you
You're
have 4 doors and
me.
windows around you. You know, so I had to get more aggressive when I was writing. Like, I started carrying, you know, like odds and ends in my pockets. Like, you know, a lot of writers will carry like small hardware, screws, like the little pellet balls. And honestly, if you try to fuck with one of these guys on the road and all of a sudden your window gets smashed, it's because they just threw a bunch of shit at your window because you just tried to threaten their lives.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
So, you know, in California, you're supposed to make way for the motorcycles.
What have you done as far as what's the most extensive story where you've had somebody like do something and have you thrown something? Have you used these odds and ends that you speak of, or have you only just been prepared for if something like that happens?
I have thrown the odds and ends, but I didn't do damage from the odds and ends. I did the damage from kicking someone's door, kicking the driver's side door.
They were that close. So
they were that
like,
close.
Yeah. That's scary though, because you don't, you know, I mean, your chances of you doing something more damage because you're like on 2 wheels, not only that, but you're just like hitting. So, amen. I'm glad that you're still here because that's really scary.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I don't ride anymore. My motorcycle actually got stolen a couple of years ago. So, I mean, it's okay.
Things happen for a reason, though. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I feel like maybe, you know, you did all the stunts and riding that you can do.
I've already put in my work.
You put in that work.
I put in my work in the motorcycle industry. I've been a licensed rider and riding for well over 10, 11 years. Did my stunt riding thing. Like, I'm tired. I'm like, I don't even get enjoyment out of it anymore because I'm just also busy doing other things. So and riding around LA
other
is
things,
like really.
What after stunt or doing your stunts, what did you segue into next?
I was
because I know you've done everything, so it's like you're, as an entrepreneur, I mean, and a woman like yourself, like you kind of have to do everything because it's what branding and all these things like that, and so it's and it also continues to elevate your brand and be successful. Right.
Well, I started doing a lot more music videos. Started tapping into the dance background that I have.
Are you shaking that ass, Lux?
A lot.
You're making a clap?
Honestly, a lot of music videos. I'm like the featured stripper. I also did a movie with Carmen Electra, Lisa Ray. It was called, oh God, Lap Dance. By the way, that's my first boob job in that movie. So, you know, they look different. Obviously,
I'm still sure they look amazing. They look amazing.
Thank you. Well, I was okay. So let me think about.
Did you practice giving lap dances, Lex, or were you already really good at it?
I had to give Ron Jeremy a lap dance. He showed up as an extra.
I'll boo that one. I wouldn't give Ron Jeremy a lap dance, and that's my Uncle Ronnie out there, which I keep it the uncle word really like say that heavily. Uncle Ronnie, there's no blood relation, but it's because I want him to stay as far away from me as possible. I respect him. He's someone who's like icon in this business, but
of course,
no thanks.
But you know what? I had met him before because my housewarming party when I finally moved into LA.
Did he tell you to squeeze his muscle?
I know every single one of his
pickup lines. It's ridiculous.
No, but I'm a huge fan of the movie that he was in, The Boondock Saints.
Okay, yes.
And my cousin, who's a very talented artist, had actually made me these slip-on Vans. She had actually drawn on them. So when Ron Jeremy shows up at my housewarming party, I mean, first of all, it's already a wild as fuck party. Like there's like, porn stars everywhere. We got a couple kegs because we thought it was going to be funny, but really they were like a hit. We had a DJ. I mean, people were just running around like mad and it was amazing. So I get these shoes and I'm like, please, can you sign my shoes? Because he played Vincenzo in The Boondock Saints. So that was cool. He was very sweet, but he had this really gorgeous young girl with him that, was his girlfriend maybe. But
they're never his
when I tried to talk to her, she didn't speak any English. So I was like, I don't know. I mean, are you good? Like, can I get you a drink?
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, it was hand motions.
Happens.
Yeah, so I don't think Google Translate was a thing at the time.
Was it your experience with Ron Jeremy? Was it everything you wanted because of the autograph version and then sealed it?
Yeah, it was
signed, sealed, delivered over it.
So it was never weird.
When
like
you
the
saw
lap
him
dance part,
again, when you saw him again, because I was at your housewarming, when you had to give him the lap dance, was it awkward?
It wasn't awkward, but I think I remember him saying something like, like you're too far. Like obviously when you're filming
You're not close
a
enough,
movie,
Lux.
you're blocking and like, you know, like it's depth
cheating.
perception. You're cheating a lot
Yeah.
of angles. So he was like, oh, this is not like, is this like a no touch policy lap dance? I'm like,
Absolutely.
It's a like, as I'm like, you know, going like this, like, I'm like, it's a movie, Ron. It's a movie. Okay.
So professional.
Relax.
I'm so professional.
It's a movie.
I like it. I like that.
Yeah. So I've done like,
What was your
music
favorite
videos,
music video?
Films. Oh man. I've done a lot. I think one of my favorite ones to do, it was a Juicy J video called I'm Ballin'. And it was just fun because I was the only girl that kind of just let me do my thing. And I was just dancing in the video, like whipping my hair around. I had these boots on, you know, there was like smoke and, you know, and water and everything. And I felt like sexy. Like they really like portrayed me as a very like badass, you know, instead of like, you know, like the videos that are so delicate.
Just like over there, like popping your
they
ass
just
and
let
doing
me,
whatever.
they let me do my thing. I felt like such a badass in that video. So, I mean, and shout out to Juicy J too, by the way. He was one of my favorite artists to work with. I did a couple music videos.
I was in a music video for Juicy J. It was Bands That Make Her Dance.
Oh,
and I was, but my story was very different, and like it wasn't bad in any way. And I think that it was just more or less because I had a scene with him, but then he chose not to opt out to do it because he said he didn't want to get too excited. I don't know how true that really was because I was supposed to do a lap dance type thing on him as well. But it was just like they're like he's just really focused, he's whatever. And I was like, all right, well this is the easiest like money that I've ever made. I just basically danced in a booth. Hey, so yeah, it was the easiest job ever. The video was really amazing. I met 2 Chainz, which was really cool. He was super nice, but he was really the only one. And Project Pat was there on set too, and they were like the nicest people. Like that's mainly who I hung out with, and that was really cool. Yeah. But I mean, mind you, I mean, it's a video, and that you're like the artist, and it's like whatever. So it's overwhelming and knowing when you have your own project when everybody wants something from you. So no harm, no foul. But I definitely would have liked to dance because it's it's Juicy J.
Listen, he is probably one of the most intelligent and articulate artists that I've ever worked with. Just because like when we were in between scenes, like, you know, we'd go get like something to drink or crafty, and he was always just like, I mean, we would just talk about like
the
books
homie.
and
like
stuff.
it's just
oh my gosh,
it's just easy. You pick up with like
he's a really smart guy. Like, you know, obviously like there's like a persona. I remember him saying someone or people were like complaining about the lyrics of I'm Ballin' because, you know, I mean, there's a few lines in there that are like crazy, and other people were telling me, how could you dance to something that is degrading to women? I'm like, it's a song. And when I brought that up to Juicy J, the next video that I worked with him on, he was like, people don't understand. That's just entertainment. It's just a song.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it for what it is. It's just a song.
And everybody leaves music to me, I feel like is something, everybody takes a different message away from it. You know what I mean? It could be maybe degrading to some, maybe it's just something you just want to shake your ass to and like the beat of what it is. I feel like people get too hung up on something that is not really there. They make problems that don't even really exist.
Like not every song needs to be a groundbreaking revelation of life, people. Sometimes you just want to shake your ass.
Big fat song. I love to shake my ass.
Sometimes you just want to shake your ass, be ratchet as fuck. Sometimes you just don't want to mean anything.
Private Talk likes when they shake your ass. So if you want to shake your ass for Private Talk, please don't oblige. Come on, you can do it.
I mean, hang on one second. You probably have to.
Do it.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Yeah, those cheeks. Hey. Is that how you did in the music video, though? Let's see that music video booty. Ooh. We don't have insurance here at Private Talk. We don't know if we can do All right, guys, Private Talk. I hope you are liking, subscribing, and enjoying this episode with Lux. I am having an amazing time. I love when you are with me. We always just catch up, and it's just always a
so much
fun time. Guys, if you are not following her, you should follow her on her Instagram, which is...
you can follow me on Instagram, which is at Luxiboo. That's Luxiboo. My Twitter's the same. Or for the really special stuff, you can also visit me at onlyfans.com/Luxiboo.
Ooh. Let's get into this OnlyFans business because I have an OnlyFans. My Private Talk people know I have an OnlyFans. So what's on your OnlyFans, Miss Luxiboo?
Okay, so for years I have always kind of, dabbled that line of, I guess, what's that like, how revealing, I was going to be in my...
I want the truth!
We want the truth here in private talk, so please don't hold back. We don't want you to be cliche. We want you to give us the hard truth.
Okay, the hard truth is, when I first moved to LA, I was already associated with the adult industry, even though I wasn't even in it.
Because of music videos?
Not because of music videos, because when I moved to LA, I had moved with a girl that was in the industry.
Okay.
Actually, 2 girls. One of them moved out like right away because there was a huge like blow up falling out between the 2 girls who were friends. They're not anymore. And we would rent out my house for porn production. So my house became like, a Brazzers, Kink, Naughty America. I've had a lot of
interactions with people,
directors come in and out of my house. And listen, I love it all. Like the whole adult industry as a whole, like has always been very sweet, gracious to me. And I'm not even in the industry, but I've always had friends in the industry. I've always gone out, like, go to family dinners. I go to baptisms, baby showers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm friends with a lot of these people. So therefore I was always associated with them. So it was kind of like, you always get like that, well, you already do implied topless. Like, why don't you just, go topless? And when I did that movie Lap Dance, I was topless. I honestly thought nobody would see it. But then, there go my titties all over the place. And then I have like friends in Hong Kong be like, oh my God, I'm watching this movie and there's your tits.
Your titties popped out.
Well, then when I did I had a feature in FHM Philippines, and I was only supposed to be like implied nude. There was a fan blowing, and my shirt, which, wasn't like that. We didn't have any double-sided tape, but my shirt blew open. Obviously, I told the photographer, listen, if there's anything that shows, my boobs, like, get it out. I didn't know that FHM Philippines, in the Philippines, is considered more risque than Playboy Philippines. Because when I went to the Philippines, I actually went with Jessie Jane. We were hosting a sneaker convention together in Manila. She shot for Playboy Philippines, but hers was like very glamorous, very like implied only. FHM published me with my whole tit out, and my family found out before I did. So everything is already printed. It's the biggest men's magazine in the Philippines. And I was devastated. I was like, how am I going to tell my mother? My tit is out. Oh my God, everyone is going to see. Like, I was crushed.
Yeah.
So I finally work up the courage to tell my mom, like, Mom, FHM Philippines published my tit. Like, they have like
just one, not both, just one.
It's just one. Might as well just go for the full Monty if you're going to be publishing one tit, But my mom was surprisingly really cool about it. She was like, you know what, baby? She's like, I get it. It was an accident. I love you. Just, next time, bring backup tape if you can, or
Yeah.
I know you'll do your best. Like, just try to be more careful next time. Now there's more than one tit out of mine on the internet.
Now the OnlyFans
now
stage.
Both tits are out. You know what? I've always felt very confident and sexy, in like, I work hard for my body. Okay, I think we were talking earlier, like, listen, in LA, and if you're in any kind of entertainment industry, I blink my eyes in the morning and I've already spent like $100 because it's expensive. It's expensive. I have a trainer. I have a physical therapist. I have someone that also, I'm working with to do like cupping and alternate therapies, nails, hair,
all the self-care
makeup.
And love things that you need and that are necessities in our like entertainment world.
Right.
It all adds up. It's expensive.
It's expensive. It's an investment, but I love doing it. And honestly, when I feel my best, like I'm just like, listen, I work hard for this body and I love to show it off. So when it came time to opening my OnlyFans and how like, how risque I would be with it, like, am I gonna, I don't know.
How far are you gonna go with it?
How far am I gonna go?
For me, I feel like for me, I'm kind of like in the middle. And I feel like for me, it's funny because me being in the adult industry and actually doing movies on that side and stuff, I've always been comfortable in my own skin. So like, and everybody's comfortability levels are very different. Like you said, like if, the one boob thing or whatever. But for me, I've always felt comfortable in my skin because I feel like we were born this way. And I feel like being naked is only we put like stigmas on it, like, and especially in the
100%.
US, like we make people feel like, oh my God, you're naked, and like it's just boobs. It's not like in a sexual way, and sometimes it's like you said, it's just being, you feel comfortable in your body, you work hard for your body, and it's, you want to like show that, and not in an always in a like, let me like masturbate you kind of way. And sometimes it's just like, you know, the art and beauty of a woman. And that's why I liked the adult industry in the beginning, because it gave me a way to, you know, express myself in an art form where I you know, I'm comfortable in my body. I was a, you know, a curvy girl. I've always, you know, been comfortable in my own skin, where I feel like it was my time to shine and show people that you don't have to be the skinniest girl to do it. You don't have to be like, you know, there's no type or size or anything like that that stigmas you to be like an like that's the only thing to be.
Yeah,
so
you
I
have
feel
to
like
fit
I
in
gave
this box.
a broaden horizons of like what an actual woman could look like and still feel comfortable in your own skin. So for me, I feel like with the OnlyFans things, at first I was kind of not mad, but I was like, there's so many people that I would get ridiculed all the time, regardless if I did 1 scene, 10 scenes, a million scenes or whatever. But there's also other people that shit on our business because it's given those platforms. Now there's girls like yourself that have always been very welcoming and very like, you know, like you said, you've been in the adult industry, but not because you rented out your house, and you've been around these people and you don't see them as a performer, you see them as a person. And that's what people forget, is that we are people. So I feel like the people that come in and gracefully like accept all those things, and I think that you should find your own comfortability, and you find like, if it's this time, maybe the month it's one boob, and if it's all full, whatever you want to do in your comfortability, that's your own showcase to do. So I feel like now with OnlyFans and stuff like that, what I've learned is that it's not really like a tit for tat or like a playful thing. It's kind of a platform for women and, you know, men as well, to kind of grow in their own sexuality, to see
some guys
what
killing
is
it on
out there
OnlyFans right
and
now.
what we, you know, as
Killing
in our
it.
OnlyFans, you know, it's like, it's our fans. It's only our fans. So it's like each brand is different. So what you give to your fans and what you charge and, you know, what I do is completely different. And it's all makes relatively the sense the same ways, because we're in one unity of like in an adult world where we feel comfortable in our skin, where it's like, I don't, you know, like if I saw your boob, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, you're a mad person. Like you're bad, you're the devil. Where, you know, I get accused of all kinds of things because, and I'm farther between what these people really think that I am. Of course. And I know Private Talk knows that I'm not, you know, an evildoer sometimes, but, you know, we get, you know, ridiculed for a lot of things where it's like, it's just being naked. Like people take things too serious. I'm like, it's just your naked body. You were born that way. Why not be that way all the time?
I know. Well, also like expectations of, you know, we can get into the whole like how religion really forms people's, you know, thoughts and ideals of, you know, of women, of sexuality. I mean, we can go on and on about that, but, you know, I know that I'm very blessed to be able to do what I love to do, make a career out of it. And like you said, like we're able to really tailor this particular platform because there's dozens of it like it out there. This one has been gaining the most steam because, I mean, honestly, I think it's the most versatile platform out there right now for adult and non-adult entertainers. Because I don't know if people realize this, but the highest grossing earner on OnlyFans is actually a fitness trainer and model.
For sure. And that's what thing is like why it's such a plethora of things that you could do, that it doesn't have to be just because I did porn, it's only a porn app. Like it's nothing like that at all. Like it gives you so much more like to work with. And I feel like, and with that being said, is kind of like the segue of where our society is going, that it's okay to be naked. They're like, even on mainstream movies, it's so much more, no, not as taboo to show
Sometimes
sexual
I get
scenes.
kind of like I blush in some movies. I was like,
it's more
oh my
hardcore
gosh.
than some of the hardcore things I've done. So it's like,
and
I
I've
feel like
seen
it's more
hardcore stuff being filmed. I'm like, oh my God, they really showed that? Oh my God. I got like a little, you know, nervous.
Get a little sweaty. Get a little flustered there.
In some movies I've seen in the theater, I'm like, oh, I get a little uncomfortable.
I like that. So let's segue into this. So with your OnlyFans, stuff like that, where are you at right now with relationship-wise? Do you have a girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other? Are you in an open relationship? Do they mind your OnlyFans? Are they joining your, or are they like, do they shoot with you? Like, how does that happen in your life right now?
Well, right now I am just dating. I'm not in a relationship with anybody. When I first started OnlyFans, I was in a relationship with someone who helped me film. He and I, we didn't do any kind of like sex or adult work in front of the camera. But obviously, like I was even at that point where I was like, you know what? I was in love with my partner, and I'm like, you know, if I really want to just do this, like I have no problem filming, filming with my partner and putting it on my OnlyFans platform. It took me a while, honestly, to kind of get the hang of it, because a lot of people that follow me, they don't care about seeing me performing. Obviously there's like a whole nother, group of people that are like, get into porn, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I would ever go into porn, but I'm not opposed to it. Yeah. Only because I feel like I do have other things that I have going on that I really am passionate about and are taking me other places. Mm-hmm. If I'm going to do porn, I'm going to do it like full blown, like full steam ahead. Like Jules Jordan, who he's such a sweet guy. We've joked around like, listen, if I ever get into porn, you can film my first porn scene. I'll sell it to you. He's like, how much do you want? I'm like, $1 million. He's like, done. So that's the running joke, and he might be
a liar,
serious,
Jules Jordan. I know you are not watching this video right now, but you're a liar. He should pay you that, but he's a liar.
Well, I actually had someone from Brazzers message me the other day.
Yeah, I feel like you because you're like I said, you're a girl that I me and you are friends as outside of the industry and things like that. But you have so many similar friends that are in the industry. People automatically assume because you're a hot girl, you're in like the glamour side of things. They're like they just automatically you're in porn. And I don't know, for me, is that insulting, or does that make you feel like they're stigmatizing like a certain thing, or do you just kind of like roll off because it's just like,
honestly, it doesn't bother me at all. Like if people want to associate me with porn, to me, when I think of porn and, performers, I think of the top of the top. I'm like, wow, these women not only are just badasses with these like beautiful faces, bodies, I mean, I've seen even like older porn where I'm just like, damn, these women are badass. Like, when I think of porn and being associated with porn, it doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah. I think
not
for
at
you,
all.
like from what I see is why I, became as friendly as we have is because you're just, the older that we become as well as like we get comfortable in our own skin, that's like why I have all these things going on in my life that why should I worry about if that's what you want to do, then you choose to do that and you're OnlyFans and you do whatever. And like, I just want to see someone win. I want a woman to feel embraced and embodied.
100%.
And in this day and age, just like women get so much ridicule from everybody else. Like we should be uplifting each other and not tearing each other down. So I feel like that's the way it should be. So amen to that. Hey. So do you have any advice out there for any girls that are going to, in your industry, in the segue into making an OnlyFans or maybe a career path like how you have yourself?
You know what? I feel that if women or men are interested in, wanting to join OnlyFans, you have to remember that this is a website that is catering to help entertainers connect with fans. So obviously, like right now, there isn't an option on the website. You know how on Instagram, there's like an explore thing, like it's easily shareable, people can go viral. OnlyFans does not have that option, and maybe they'll make that an option later, but people have to already know who you are in order to find you.
Is to find what your,
you
your
cannot search, and there's also no recommended profiles. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is something for people to solely follow the entertainer that they want to follow. Now, if you do have a following, keep in mind that a very small percentage of those people, maybe as small as 5 to 8% of the people that follow you on your social media would be willing to pay for more exclusive content. And then you have to decide, what are you going to put out? Like what are you comfortable with? And also, what is going to keep your followers entertained? Because not only are you going to be charging a fee per month, you want to also be able to interact with them in the messages. And in the messages, you can charge people to speak with you back and forth. You can also charge for custom photos, custom videos. You have to make it a daily commitment. Like I shoot 3 to 4 times a week, or if I don't have time, like we were talking about this, finding time to shoot with somebody constantly, because you always have to be giving your fans something. Like you can't just sign up, take their, $10, $15, $20 a month, whatever you're going to charge for your site, and then just bounce. That's fucked up.
For sure. Because again, it's about keeping your fans and keeping them entertained. And like it's branding. You want to, keep them there and keep them happy and content.
Correct. Like, so really what I like about OnlyFans is that I have been able to connect with fans that I probably would never get to do like a proper meet and greet with, because, that used to be the thing. Like when I was in the import industry, when I was like doing the fan signings, or traveling with like hot import nights and stuff, it was easy to meet people one-on-one. Now I meet them, on my site, I'm able to talk to them more one-on-one, and it's on their time and it's on my time. It's more relaxed and it's more personable. Like I've gotten to know fans of mine from, all over the world. It's been really it's been really refreshing. And it also makes me more motivated to not only continue what I'm doing as an entertainer, but to also, it motivates me to get onto my other projects as well, because, I have all these people that have never met me in person really, but are supporting me from all over the world. And really, you really can't beat that. Like, I really feel the love. These are real fans that really care about what I do. So if anyone is thinking about starting an OnlyFans, yes, the money is good, but that should be the secondary part. Like, you should actually want to be able to connect with the people that are really interested in you and want to have that, more personable connection with you. That's the whole idea of OnlyFans.
Yes, that's amazing. Because I mean, for me, I feel as well, it's like as much as you can meet people in all these signings and stuff like that, you can't meet everybody. So it's like when you connect, it's really cool because you see who your real fans are and who's actually going to be paying the money for the subscriptions and things and your posters or whatever you have going on that's actually going to really support you.
Right. Yeah, it was the same thing as if, you're going to a convention and you're selling merchandise.
I agree. So do you have any other current projects going on besides OnlyFans? Are you touring anywhere? I know you used to tour a lot and dance all the different places. What do you have on besides OnlyFans?
Well, OnlyFans right now, I've been focusing a lot of my energy into, but on the other side, I actually am going to start traveling more to South America. I'm going to try to dabble in the VIP concierge travel company. I have a friend that he basically goes all around the world, and he kind of does like the scouting and the blueprint for the Travel Channel and the Food Network. Cool. So he'll go to like all the restaurants, my dream job, and he'll make connections with all the hosts and the chefs, and so he has his own business right now in I think Baja. So he approached me and he was like, listen, I know how much you love to travel and eat food, and I've been talking forever about wanting to do like my own YouTube show. My friend has a show on the Travel Channel, or he did. I think he doesn't have it right now, but I don't know if you've ever seen Bizarre Foods, but the host Andrew Zimmern, dear friend of mine, he's actually the one that introduced me to this other friend of ours, and basically we're gonna try to see if I can.
That's awesome.
I think he's actually like putting his foot on my butt and giving me the kick in the ass that
sometimes
I've been
we need that, Lux.
because
you've been talking to me about this. I've heard this for a while too. You told me. So I'm like, maybe someone needs to push you a little bit.
So my friend is giving me that little kick in the ass. He's like, listen, we're gonna go to Mexico City and Rio. Let's get this started. I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm in the process of setting up that new company, and then in another area of my life, I am setting up this charity I've been talking about forever of setting up. So, I'm half Filipino, and I've been wanting to do something that would, give back somehow to the Philippines. So I want to build my first safe haven school. I don't know if I want to have children of my own. So how I kind of get that, how I kind of get my children fixed is I love working with children, and I've worked with children, usually special needs children, for a long time now. A lot of volunteering since I was in middle school and high school. So in the Philippines, there is actually, and this can tie back into the whole thing of like adult and consent and everything. Trafficking is still a huge problem. Mm-hmm. Trafficking of children is still a problem. Mm-hmm. So, and it's because the Philippines is very poor. Okay. There is no middle class. You're either really, really like well off or you're not. Mm-hmm. So this year I'm going to commit to going to the Philippines for 1 month and kind of scouting the areas, because there's not a lot of updated data on what areas need the most help, and also updated statistics on children being trafficked in and through the Philippines. Like it's a really huge problem. I mean, and there's not really a lot of updated data. Yeah. So I need to go and do my own data collection and find out which areas would benefit the most.
Yes.
And my dream would be to build one of these schools, offer science and technology focuses. I want there to be, kitchen there that cooks the best foods. I want there to be mental health services for these kids, basically. And if they don't have a home, also have a boarding side. So that's like honestly like the biggest project that I've had on my mind for years. And I think now I'm in a position now that I've kind of slowed down on other things and just focused on a few things that I actually really love to do and I'm passionate about. Now I can, now I can put aside that time. That's honestly, I feel like that is my ultimate purpose, because children are children. And I really feel a way about anyone who feels that children are old enough to consent to anything besides going to school, being a child, and,
Agreed. Well, you have a big heart, and that's going to be, a big project. I wish you a lot of luck and, well wishes and all that stuff, because
Thank you.
It's a big, commitment. But, with people like yourself, huge. It's like, that's how you bring awareness. That's how you change, things. And it takes one step at a time. It takes people, maybe someone on the private talk, listening to it as well can, help in some ways. But I feel like, when you speak about it, if you speak it into an existence, then it will come true. So I hope that it happens for you. And I'm excited for that. That's pretty cool thing to do. So I am going to get to my next part, which is one of my favorite things. We're going to play a little game. First, we're going to take a little break, and but we're going to get to the fun part called Truth with Texas. So I hope you're ready to play a game and get a little bit more spicy with Miss Texas.
Okay.
So are you ready to play Truth with Texas?
Ready or not?
Do you even know what you're getting into with Truth with Texas?
I absolutely do not know what I'm getting into.
That's what I like to hear. This segment is one of my favorites. So we're going to pick a card, and each symbol is going to be a different type of question, from romantic, kinky, spicy, naughty, all those different categories. And again, this is a safe space. So tell us what we want to know. Tell us the truth.
It's just us and your thousands of listeners.
It's all right. They love you too.
Tab.
Are you ready?
I'm ready or not.
All right, here we go. So pick a card. Pick it.
The top one.
Okay, get it.
It is an Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades. Ooh, okay. This one's my favorite because it's the naughty question. Are you going to get naughty with Miss Texas?
I mean, I don't have a choice, I guess. I'm on the spot.
All right, I think you can get naughty with me.
Okay, I can.
Right.
I can.
So
it's just us two.
It is. It's
just
us.
us.
So
and the rest of the crew and your thousands of listeners.
When is the last time that you've touched yourself, that you've masturbated?
Oh, okay. This is an easy one.
You got excited. I like it.
No, because I can remember it was last Thursday.
You're that specific. I like this. Okay.
It was last Thursday, and only because I told myself to try to be celibate for a week, because girl, I don't know what has been going on with me. I've been like at least 3 times a day.
Are you a masturbation demon?
I'm like, you know what? I need to maybe slow down.
So how are you masturbating? With the toy, with your fingers?
No, I have a little vibrator.
Like a little bullet.
Yes, I have a little bullet.
So is it like a 3-time minimum and then you're out for the day? Or are you just like that Thursday at 9 a.m.? What did you do, Miss Luxiboo?
I was probably masturbating.
How many times do you have to come before you're finished? Because girls are greedy. I know I am.
I've been really greedy lately. I don't know what has gotten over me. And even I was thinking, there's something what is going on? Am I eating something different? Is our full moon? What's going on? But
there was one of them.
Man, yeah, it was
so
starting
last
to
Thursday.
Interrupt my daily activities. I was starting to be I have to, before I go to bed, maybe 2
Are you a
3
chronic
times.
masturbator?
Yes. Wow. And when I wake up, I'm like, okay, this will wake me up. It's like my coffee in the morning. I really need to
King Kong ain't got
stop talking.
So how many times do you have to come before you're done with that session and you go about your day?
I mean, I think at least twice. Yeah.
Mine's 3, maybe 4, and then I'm like, okay, bitch, you need to get up and just start your day.
Great. Okay.
You're not. It's normal. It's okay.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. I mean, I am a highly sexual person, and I think that I probably am a nympho of some what's. I did, I was in porn for 10 years, so who knows? But, tomato, tomato. I think that the older I get, the more sexual I am, which is crazy because I've always been sexual.
I think that's what's happening to me. I am becoming more sexual. And also I've been having better sex as well. I don't know if that is, I mean, there's got to be a correlation between obviously choosing better
You're having
partners.
more intense orgasms.
Oh my God.
Leg shaking.
Oh yeah. I squirted for the first time ever a year ago.
How was that for you?
I was shocked. I actually said it out loud in the middle. I was like, oh my God, I squirted.
Did you even know what that was before?
Of course,
we watched porn though, I guess, right? So
I've seen it filmed, So
you've seen squirting.
I've seen
But
squirting.
you didn't know that you could actually squirt.
I thought I was a dud because it's never happened.
What were you doing to make yourself squirt? Or were you getting actually penetrated? Or was it like fingering or
No,
like
I was
foreplay?
getting penetrated.
Penetrated?
Yeah, I was getting penetrated. And I think it was that particular position, how my hips were, and obviously like,
That's
the
really
person
a
being
big
really
thing because
into
most
them.
times it's usually not through penetrate like through sex. It's actually through like foreplay, like fingering and things like that. So that's
I didn't know
look,
that.
you're not a dead girl. You're just starting. You're just starting.
Oh wow! I'm
Peel
so
those layers
excited.
back.
Yes, like an onion. This is the best. Oh, I'm so
Yes.
glad I came here today. I feel
Truth
so
with
good.
Texas. All right, here we go. Card number 2.
All right. It is an Ace of Hearts.
All right, Ace of Hearts. That's the romantic question.
Okay.
All right. Do you say I love you very easily?
Do I say I love you very easily?
Like, do you
with
fall
someone
in?
I'm dating?
Do you fall in love very easily? I guess maybe I should reword that question.
No.
No.
Yes and no. Okay. I feel like the people that I have fallen in love with, it was easy to fall in love with them. Like there was a chemistry from the beginning, and it was almost like, okay, yeah, I'm sure that I love this person, but also I feel like there's different layers and levels.
But it wasn't like the first day you hung out and you're like, oh my God, I love you. I'm so in love with you. I can never be away from you. Oh my God, please don't leave me. Never like that.
No, that's psycho.
I agree, 1,010%. But there's girls out there. There's been girls and guys that done that to you too, don't lie. Stage 5 clear.
Listen, that comes with dating lesbians. Lesbians move really fast.
What's the craziest lesbian or ex-girlfriend story that you've had?
Oh man.
Your eyes lit up like.
So what's funny is that one of my ex-girlfriends is in town. We've been hanging out just as friends. But the other girl that I dated, we ended up going to a party and she was there. And she's probably my craziest lesbian story. So when she and I were dating, she and I were like in the middle of like an argument or something, and basically she ended up leaving a club that she was at. I was at another party and she was supposed to come meet me. She took another girl home, unbeknownst to me. Like I'm unable to reach her. I'm unable to reach our friends that might know where she's at. Well, the next day I'm able to get in touch with her, and she's like, well, are you going to come to the party today? It was actually during June Pride month. So, all the parties are going on in LA for gay pride. So I'm like, you know what? I've been up all night worrying about you. I'm tired. So no, I'm not going to come to the party with everybody. I'm just going to stay home. So turns out that she brought that girl to that party.
No, she didn't.
Around our friends, and told our friends not to snap her, Instagram her, because she didn't want me finding out that she had brought
That's some shady
this
ass
girl
shit.
to the party. Now go to the next day. So now it's Monday. My girl and I had tickets for the Museum of Ice Cream to go. When I go to pick her up at her house, she is beyond hungover. Like she is like looking like a mess. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I haven't seen you for almost a couple of days. Like we've been fighting and we've had these tickets. Like get your drunk ass up. So we go to this thing, I'm like, okay, we're kind of like taking pictures because it's a cute little date thing. I take her home, after I already like go to CVS, get like, hangover stuff. So we're in her house, we're hanging out. So I go to get ready to leave. I'm washing my hands in the bathroom, and I turn, and in the waste basket, I see a pair of underwear. Now the girl that I was dating wore like boy briefs. Okay, these were
G-string thongs.
No. These were girl panties that were like what do they call them? Like the hipster, whatever.
Oh, like I don't know. They're like boxy,
more
like boy
full
shorts, but
back
they look like
kind of thing. Basically, the most unsexy pair of panties ever in life. So I picked them up by the band, and I'm like, wow, size small. And there's like little strings coming out of the sides, like when you overwash like really cheap panties. So I hold it up to her. I'm like, hey, she who shall remain nameless. Nameless. I hold up the panties in front of her, and she's like, oh, what's that? I'm like, bitch. Like, first of all, let me just make a note. I didn't hit her, but you know.
And I was like, man, you smacked her? I'm like,
no. I don't believe in hitting anybody. But I was like, I
would have put the panties in her face.
I did. I was like, these are
not mine.
These are panties that I found in the bathroom. And she's like, oh, those aren't yours?
Really, bitch?
I'm like, first of all, I rolled through an agent provocateur lingerie today. I was like, whose are these? These are Victoria's Secret size small, and these are the panties that women wear when they're doing their laundry or when they have their period.
Period panties.
Like, so basically, I think I was more offended. Like, I ended up catching her up.
By the class of lady that she brought back?
Yes.
That you were like, really? How could you?
Like, why are
You're
you
one
taking
of those
a bitch home? Yes. Like, at least if you're going to do just as good, if
They're
not
not going to do better. They're not going to do better.
Like, you're going to bring a bitch home that wore her laundry day or period panties out to the club.
At least throw the shit away.
She did throw it away in an open waste
basket. Not in a really clever way.
She's not very slick.
Well, maybe she wanted to get caught. And that's why she's your ex. So
maybe.
Things happen for a reason.
It's okay. It's okay. Things happen for a reason.
We're on to question number 3. Are you ready? Yes. Get it.
It's just spicy. All right. So, Ace of Diamonds.
That is the spicy one. Look, you said it out loud and it came true.
Spoke it into existence.
All right. So during your sexual encounters, are you loud during sex? Or are you like really quiet when you orgasm? Like, are you like, how are you in the bedroom?
I think I'm more vocal than not, but it also depends on the situation.
But vocal, like being like talking and telling them what to do, or vocal being like screaming like Harry Met Sally, like kind of situation?
The latter. Like, I find it's not very, it doesn't come very like organically and natural to me to like talk during sex. Yes. Like, I can like say like, oh yeah, like I like that position right there, you know, or I'll like compliment my part. Moaning, it just sometimes happens naturally, but obviously like when I'm like getting ready to like come.
Can you give us an example?
Oh my God. I'd probably blow your ears out, dude. Like, sometimes I'm really loud. No, I can't.
I'll turn your mic all the way down. Let's do it.
No.
We want to hear it.
Okay, but I might need some help.
Okay. What you want, girl? What you want?
Girl, don't play with me like that. We've been friends for a long time. Are we really gonna cross this?
Truth with Texas.
Let's just say I'm really loud. No, really, like I'm like so self-conscious right now.
Like
the
neighbors are going
to. The neighbors will know their name.
So you're not going to show us your masturbation orgasm.
Oh my
any of it.
God.
You can't be like Harry Met Sally. Just do that. Like, come on, moan it out a little bit.
No, because I don't feel like I could.
Look, I'll put it all the way down for
reenact
you.
It.
I think you can do it. I have faith in you. Woman power. Put that cape on, Lux. Let's do it. Truth with Texas. We want you to moan. We want you to scream. We want to hear how you orgasm. Private Talk wants to know. My listeners want to know out there. You better subscribe and like to this channel right now because she's going to do it. I can feel it. It's like the tip. It's getting harder and harder. She's right there. She's right there.
Fuck, dude. Like, oh my God. Can I like do it more like it's just not natural if I just do like the whole scream thing.
You can do a warm up. Do it. You can do it.
God, I just want to melt into the floor right now.
Melts into the floor with
my brother's upstairs too.
He has earmuffs on. He
does.
Yeah. Earmuffs. He can't hear you.
Okay. So you have to be specific. Is it an orgasm when I am with a man or with a woman?
Which one's louder?
Woman.
All right, let's do the woman.
Oh my God.
Give it to us, Luxiboo.
Right,
we want to hear it. You can do it. Put your booty into it. You're already sweating. Look, it's like it's real.
I am sweating. Oh my God, my lashes are going everywhere. I'm nervous right now.
I like it.
Okay. If it's a woman, okay.
It's a woman. She's on top of you.
Right.
She's touching your nipples right now. She's touching your clit. She's
yeah,
doing some things to you. She's making you all hot and bothered. Yes. What are you going to do, Lux?
Oh my God.
What are you going to do, Lux?
Oh my God, I'm going to come.
Give it to Private Talk.
Oh my God.
Give it to us.
Oh my God.
I like that. See, that wasn't that loud. That was good. I would be
It was a little more tame.
I like it. So was that a man?
No, that was
See, my words helped you. See, it was
I'm sweating. sweaty.
I like this private talk. You see it, you hear it. Lux just gave us that. It was like Harry Met Sally, but with Lux Met Texas. That's kind of like
Wow. I like that.
I like it a lot. All right, we got the last one for you.
Oh, thank God.
She's like, get me out of the hot seat, please.
Literal hot seat. Okay. Ace of clubs.
Ace of clubs. All right, we're gonna do the kinky question. I think they're all a little kinky, but
Oh, this is the kinky question.
It gets a little spicier.
Oh, really?
This one's really not that bad. Okay, what is the biggest age difference between partners that you've ever had?
Ooh. Okay, when I might have to double check that.
You want to get your calculator out or Wikipedia? What are we doing?
Wikipedia. I have to get Wikipedia. Oh my God.
I love this so much. That's right. Private talk. Truth with Texas. You don't know what's going to come out of their mouths when we're here on this couch.
Okay, hang on 1 second.
She's really Wikipediaing this. I like it.
I am. Okay.
That means she probably won't let us see, but I can probably.
No. You can see. Okay. Yeah. So I'm trying to now work.
I didn't know that one.
You what?
I didn't know that one.
What do you mean?
I didn't know that one. That was one.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Actually,
I was like, no, that one.
So I was 25, maybe 26. So I'm almost 34 now. So let's just say I was 26. So we'll just say this is 8 years ago. Hang on, I have to do the
I love this that you have.
Okay.
We Wikipedia. We've gotten the calculator. We're doing the math. We're about to get the truth.
It's a 28-year age difference.
Nice. 28.
28.
Was the sex still amazing?
Oh my God, yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
Did you scream like that?
No, probably because I was shy and I was still You
were like it's like you're like a rose, before you bud into the world, it's like you have to there's levels, you're quiet,
bud.
You don't really feel you're not really as experienced, so you don't know what people like, or you kind of get embarrassed in certain situations. So
yeah,
but yeah, I feel like with older people that I've had sex with, it was the first older person I've ever had sex with was with Tom Byron, which I don't even know the age group difference between that when I got into he was an older male porn star.
Oh, okay.
So he was one of the oldest people I'd ever had sex with, and I was really intimidated because of the age thing at first, but it ended up being really awesome because it was just very comfortable. He was a rock star. He knew what he was doing. It was a finessing. It wasn't exactly. And because of someone being green in my field or whatever, it just kind of took charge, and I was like, oh wow, you're a man. I like this.
Yeah, that's nice. And that's what this person did. Yeah.
Yes. So he showed you a couple things. So afterwards, you weren't so quiet anymore. I got that. So he was the part of level 2 to your level 10 right now. But I like that. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
All right, guys, private talk. I hope you are enjoying this episode. We are going to do things a little bit different this year. We've decided to add a segment into private talk where my guest gets to ask me some questions. So I'm going to be in the hot seat for a little bit. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm a little nervous myself, but you know what? I always tell the truth. So let's get this going. Do you have any questions that you would like to ask me?
Ooh, okay. So should there be certain categories, or is it just off the cuff?
I think it's just a free for all. I feel
free-for-all. Okay.
Let's do 4 to 5 questions that you feel that if you want to know, or you feel like private talk would like to know. Let's start with that. Let's see how it rolls.
Well, I think maybe because when I met you, obviously we met as friends. I think only on accident on one occasion I've seen your work.
Sure, by accident.
It was by accident. I mean, when my friends pop up on the screen, I'm like, oh,
there you are, sweetie.
So I guess one thing I'd be curious about is there anyone that you have worked with in adult entertainment that was just like a totally terrible experience? Because, you're known as a veteran. So you've worked with quite a few performers. So who would probably be the one performer they'd be like, I would never work with them again. They were terrible, horrible people.
There's 2, and I'm trying to really research in my head to think about this because it happened really early on in my career. Because I feel like the older that I got, or maybe the more lengthier in my career, people were probably intimidated by me a little bit. And also I had a partner that was actually in the business as well. So in some sorts of the words, it's kind of easier, but kind of not, because they respected him as a male, so it was just kind of one of those things as a respect level thing. When I first started in the industry, we go through, things where we go through a yes list and a no list, and I still can't remember his name, but I can picture his freaking face, and it bothers me. But they ask you what you don't want to do, and my biggest thing that I think is disrespectful, I said, please don't spit in my face, I'm not really into that, da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
So, which to me, I think there's a lot of things, that's the only thing I really said, don't do that, and don't put your fingers in my butthole, was another one. I was like,
valid.
Whatever, fair enough.
Right.
So we do our scene, and like he's sitting on top of me, and I can see him in his mind. In my mind, I feel like I'm an empath, so I know exactly what he's going to do. He's like forming spit to put in his mouth to spit on me. So me seeing this, and I shoved my hand in his mouth, and I just looked up at him, and I was like, you're not going to do that.
Oh, while you're in the middle of filming.
Exactly.
Oh,
I was like, if you're going to do something to me, fuck you. And so I did it, and I can't remember his name. I wish he wasn't around for very long, but that was the first person that I worked with that I was like, it felt violated. For me, I feel like in the porn industry, what I love is that it's in a safe space. We've all talked before we do the scene of like what you like, what you don't like, what the scene is calling for, and all those things like that. So if you
a lot of people in civilian relationships, I feel they skip this whole part.
And I feel like the communication is what, for me, in the porn industry has made a really big change in my sexual life, in individual, like in my personal life as well as in work, is because if you don't speak up, no one can read your mind. No one can really read your body language. They can't understand things, but if you can't speak up. So for me, and me saying my no's before then, I was like, this is a valid no, but you're still doing it. So to me, that's really disrespectful.
Oh,
so after
100%.
that, I put him on my no list. And for you guys out there that don't know what no lists are, is basically whoever I choose, if I don't like the way he has sex, the way he looks that day, the way he smells, I can put him on my no list, he or she, and I never have to work with that person ever again. So that was number one. I can't remember. Wait, was it like... No, that wasn't it. It almost came to me, but it didn't. And then the second person, his name was, it was a male performer. His name was Sasha. And he was the most horrible person that I've ever been with ever in my life, because he was just so he was like it seemed like he hated women. He took his nails from my back and totally, it wasn't enjoyable. It was all very demeaning. And
so it wasn't passionate kind of acting in the moment.
And I asked him to stop a couple of times, that finally I just kind of got over it. So for me, I was like, anytime I feel disrespected in any situation, that's to me a total a red flag. So I just kind of lose it. So those are the only two people in the business that I could say that I actually had I would never work with again. And I've been in the business for over 10, 11 years, and I didn't have an extensive no list, but those things were very big triggers for me. And again, some of them didn't stay around for very long, but sometimes things happen, and sometimes what would happen with me may not happen with another performer. So it's always you just never know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
damn,
so
girl.
those assholes.
Well, fuck those guys.
Fuck those guys.
Fuck those guys. Okay, so I guess my next question would be, what is your biggest pet peeve? And it can be industry related or it can be non-industry related. What is your biggest pet peeve?
I think my biggest pet peeve overall is lying. I think, and then find the biggest part of that, I feel like industry-wise, I feel like pet peeve-wise is, I feel like there's such a stigma already, in our industry, we get these negative things, which is $1 billion industry, where it's the movies where nobody watches, but yet people know who I am. But I get, called all kinds of things, and I get things that are taken away, or all these disadvantages. And then it's you have some people that come in the industry, and they may have a good time or a bad time, but when they leave, they come and completely shit on the industry altogether. And for me, I feel like that's not really fair, is because just because I have in a situation like I just spoke about right now, doesn't mean that I think that the next person's gonna have the exact same thing. So I feel like it's unfair and really biased, just because you want to come and go on open public platforms and say that, the adult industry is so shitty and we do this, and that. Well, I have nothing but good things to say. It made me the person that I am today. It made me very confident in the woman that I am, and made me very sexual in a comfortable way and in a very open setting. So for me, I feel like all the people that made money from us, it was cool when they were making money, but as soon as they went away and they got ridiculed in the public eye, is when they came back and I was like, oh no, but they made me do it. I've never shamed, I've never sat here and said that someone forced me to do any of those things.
Just shut up right now.
And and it's people like her that, she came in for a very short time, and, at the time she blew up, and a lot of people in her circumstances wouldn't have blown up as so quickly, and she did because of a niche. And that's cool, but then she came and took that niche and made a name for herself, so-called, started all these things, and then now you're talking bad about the industry, where it's for what? If you didn't like a lot of the things that were happening, then why didn't you speak up before? Because I didn't know some of these things, but I'm not going to sit there and shame my entire industry because of something that someone made me do. Because at the end of the day, we're all adults. I choose to do what I want to do and not what someone's told me to do. And everybody's different. And I feel like, you know, in my career, when I first started, did I know things that I know now? Absolutely not. But that's in any business. So I feel like there's times, you know, that you have to kind of navigate around the ways. But I feel like for people to completely shun and like talk shit about an industry that basically made a name for you and still currently using that name, I feel like that's a really shitty platform to use.
You know, sometimes I feel when people try things and it may not be, you know, it may not be the fit that they want to do. Listen, we can change our minds every single day. We can choose the relationships that we want. We can choose what we want to do for work, you know, especially as entrepreneurs. So I feel that if somebody comes into an industry, tries it out, and they're like, you know what, this isn't for me, but they ended up benefiting from it. If it wasn't for you, that's fine. But, you know, to, like you said, to shame other people that are in the industry, and it's not just performers that are in the industry. There's directors, there's hair and makeup stylists, there's grips, there's cameramen. There's all these people that contribute to this industry and how it entertains everybody. And honestly, if she's going to be talking that kind of shit, like, girl,
but I don't feel like she's not the only one. There's a lot of people that have, you know, done the same thing. And it goes not even from, you know, the money wise. Sometimes it's religious wise.
Sometimes you just can't hack it as an entertainer, honey.
Family wise. There's all kinds of things. My thing is to each his own. If it works for you, cool. If it doesn't work for you, cool. Move on.
I mean, you know, God bless. Hope you found the thing that you really love to do that, you know, you're not embarrassed to claim.
I'm gonna stay over here and say, shaking that booty, you know? That big old booty, that big old booty. If you want to shake it again, I'll like it too. That big old booty, shake that booty. Ooh, that big old booty. Hey, that big old booty. Ooh, ooh. All right, private talk. I think she's got one more question. I think maybe two. What you got for me? What you got for me?
Okay, so, what is something that you think is really normal that you do that maybe someone else would not think is normal? Like it could be like, you know, just like a daily habit.
I watched, I have a favorite show that I watch on Fridays. It's called Love After Lockup. And it's my favorite ridiculous ratchet show, and I love it. And I have no shame that I wait every single week to watch that dumb show. It's a guilty pleasure. You would be hooked if you watched it. It's called 90 Days. Or no, what? It's Locked Up. Or it's what is it called? It's called Love After Lockup. That's what it's called.
Is there something you want
I don't want a jail boyfriend or a husband or anything like that. Just saying, private talk. I still hope you can still like and subscribe if you're in jail. But I send jail mail. Don't worry. But no, it's just so intriguing to me that these people, it's like I have so much chaos going on in my life that I like to watch things that doesn't revolve around my life and someone else's drama. So it's really like mindless TV. It's not going to win any awards, but I fucking love it. I fucking love it.
Well,
if any of y'all are watching Love Ever Locked Up, I don't want you to be incarcerated, but Angela, hit me up. Just kidding. You learned something new about Miss Texas.
Listen, and I've known you. I've known you for a few years. No, I'm not scared. I am intrigued.
Like,
I'm a little. God. Oh, am I? Oh, I'm sorry.
Was it all that booty shaking? What was it? That orgasm you did for me? What's happening?
It was the orgasm earlier. Man, that's still big. Ooh.
Just, I mean, you look at.
Can't wait to watch this back.
It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be amazing with a glass of wine or 5.
We can watch it together.
Oh, perfect.
I like this. Thank you so much for coming to Private Talk. I appreciate you. I love you. I hope that you get all these things that you want. You have a lot of really great goals coming for this year. I hope that you are a badass woman, that you continue that in all your success. And yes, Private Talk, make sure that you subscribe, like to the channel, make sure you follow Luxiboo, and make sure you subscribe to our OnlyFans too. I think you should check it out. It's pretty hot. Yay. All right, Private Talk. Until next time, I'll see you later.